Alright, so I'm going to get picky with you right off the bat. So anything that your mare knows, like she knows the goal, I want you to be in a state of reinforcing, meaning you're going to use a long phase 1, then a quick phase 4 to reinforce that phase 1. So anything she knows how to do, like I'm very sure she knows how to do a hind quarter yield, you're going to use this new expectation with her, okay? Anything she understands the goal, she knows how to get a release, you'll be in a reinforcing stage, okay? I'm pretty sure that's going to come up a lot. Good, really nice rhythm. Good angle. Good, and on this side you got her all the way parallel with the long side, which is great. Little quick on the shoulder yield. I'd like to see her do that a little bit softer. Alright, so this is not sideways. This is her leaving and walking away, basically. Okay? We actually talked about this a little bit in the clinic, but maybe it was on Sunday. So, I want you to treat your sideways game on the ground just like you would treat a leg yield. So she is completely falling through her right shoulder. You don't need to add any more energy to this. If you, just like when you're riding a leg yield, if your horse is falling through the right shoulder and you add more energy, you just push them further out of balance. So what you need to do is rebalance her. And you can rebalance her by half halting with your lead rope. So what I do is I picture like your left hand, for example, I would hold the rope just like I would hold a rein with my left hand. And as her nose starts to leave, half halt on that rein. Then once she's standing up straight in her shoulders, then add energy with your stick to influence the left hind to cross underneath her center of mass more. Okay, so just like you're riding, half halt to slow down the outside shoulder, then speed up the inside hind to get the angle that you want. The angle in the sideways should be perpendicular to the rail, just like you had it on the other side. Okay, I'm being picky. So it seems like it's your habit that anytime you do a hind quarter yield, you do it all at once. Bend over, lift, spank, all at once. That is a surefire way to start getting these pissy ears. Okay? You are going to help her diffuse that sass when you start to whisper and yell. And whisper and yell. Not the wah, 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 nagging Charlie Brown teacher voice. Horses are so incredibly soft and sensitive. She can pick up on it when just your energy changes. Right? When you just change the thought in your mind. Same thing there. Again, you're paying me to be picky. When you went to ask her to back up, you went with your body and your rope all at the same time. Boom, 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 boom. That's a nag, right? You want to go long phase 1, then phase 4 with your rope or your stick. This is a great facility. Alright, so she's not really yielding her shoulder here. That was what we call a Coke bottle turn. Right, her front end and back end were moving at the same time. A true 4/4 yield means that the horse turns loose the front end to you. So the back end should be completely still as the front end moves around. So how you're going to influence that and improve upon that is by slowing it way down. Have her do one step over with the shoulder, then stop, and back her up if you need to. If you need to redistribute the weight to the hind end. One step of shoulder over. If she's leaning on the forehand, back her up to redistribute the weight to the back end. The back end cannot move and swing out in that Coke bottle turn if she's weighting it. Okay, so you may just need to slow it way down and go one step at a time to get it really slow but right. Alright, so even just there, you can see her ears told you that you went too fast here. Take a moment, set your intention when you're going to start a new yield. You're going to ask her a new question. Say it in your mind first, like, I want you to move your right shoulder. Then lift up the energy in your body, get kind of charged or turn the switch on, as I say. Then start pushing into her. You kind of did it all at once again. You went phase 1, 2, 3 all at one time, and hence the pissy ears. And we're getting a Coke bottle turn again here. See how her hind leg is crossing out. Good choice. You're giving me so many examples of this, Tina. Again, there's no dissection in your phases. Everything is loud all at once. Turn and face, wiggle, 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 everything. Wiggle stick, wiggle rope. Okay? Turn and face, wiggle rope, wiggle stick. All at the same time. Let's break that down. You should face her with your belly button, and that's your phase 1. Then start walking into her for the sideways. If she leaks forward, your lead rope should be used in a block, right? So it should be a big phase to say no forward motion is allowed in this movement, okay? I love that you're doing this, though. I love that you took this pattern from the clinic and you are practicing it at home. So again, you just got to slow it down. Long phase 1. One of the things that I often think about and tell people is, you know, when, like, if you're talking to a really sweet old man who has a weak voice, when he's talking to you, you get more attentive because you want to hear what he has to say, but the only way you're going to hear is if you get attentive and you're really listening in. It's the same thing for us with the horses. If we're whispering, they have to be attentive and listen in. And if they don't, then they're going to run into a lot of pressure. But you want to make it really clear those are their 2 options, not living in this gray area. Now, there was a time and place for you to do phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and there will be times in the future for you to use that. But that's only when you're in the teaching phase. As soon as your horse understands the goal, you've got to jump out of there as quick as you can into the reinforcing phase. Otherwise, you start developing things like nasty expression, anxiety, tension, plus you're not being the best horsewoman that you can be and really having an independent feet or seat. So same things in here. right? Just breaking up your body, that when you do the hind quarter yield, it's not all at once. And when you go to do the fore quarter yield, make sure she really plants the hind legs and only crosses over the fore quarters. Well, here you go. You saved the best for last. I would have guessed you'd nail the friendly game and put all sorts of cherries on top with that. So that is not a problem at all. Hopefully that gives you some things to think about. A lot of good stuff in here. You know all the basics. She knows all the basics. Now it's just a matter of refining.